Hey guys, Brooke and Laura here for Legal Talk Tuesday. Happy St. Patrick's Day out there. Since we're in a bit of kind of an uncertain time where the kids are out of school and a lot of businesses are closing to the public, a bonus for today is that you are way less likely to get pinched for not wearing green. I had already warned people I was really excited about the pinching, but little known fact about today's celebration, we've got our green on. Is that the very first St. Patrick's Day parade was held in the United States back before we were even a country. So we're going to get a little serious today about the time that we're in right now. My cats are participating in just some kind of WWE event in my living room. Also, my children are extremely loud, even though I've mama-eyed them about 20,000 times this morning. So I'm pretty sure you guys can probably relate to all of that. But the most vulnerable people to this illness are people over the age of 60 and those who have underlying medical conditions like heart disease and diabetes, and also people like myself and Laura. I have bronchitis right now. Laura has a compromised immune system. Anyways, and it's important to limit the exposure to these folks, but it's also the right time to make them kind of talk and think about the end of life planning, so it's not as morbid and pessimistic. And it's necessary, it's smart, and it's really important to talk about. So we want to talk about 3 things that are crucial to have other than just a will. The first thing is
I'll jump in there, but so the first thing is what's called a living will or a healthcare directive. You might hear it called different things, and that's totally fine. Every state probably has its own different way of referring to it, but it's usually a living will or a healthcare directive. And this is a document. I think the 3 things we're going to talk about today, I'll just mention this, they're almost even more important than your will, because your will is just saying what to do with your things and all of your stuff basically after you've passed away. But these are things that are happening that need to be taken care of while you're still alive. So healthcare directive, living will, it's a document that is in your voice telling the doctors and hospitals what you want them to do or not to do in life-saving situations. So if you're not able to express yourself, this is what's going to tell the doctors, this is what I want you to do to save me, this is what I don't want you to do to save me. Things like CPR, ventilators, artificial hydration and feeding through IVs in your arm or feeding tubes down your throat. Those kinds of things you can say yes or no to. Think about them, but these are things that you can say yes or no to on the front end, so that somebody can hand that paper to your doctor and say, she doesn't want this, or she does want you to do this. If you don't have this in place, the big thing that I like to think about is we all like control of our own bodies and it's really hard for everybody right now when we can't leave the house and all that stuff. But if you want to have control over what is being done to your body, if you don't have this document in place, you no longer have control over your own body. You're leaving everything and every decision about your body up to other people. Yes, they're healthcare professionals, but they don't know what you want. So it's a very important document to have in place. Brooke, if you want to take the next one.
Yeah, sure. And then also power of attorney for healthcare. A lot of people don't understand that there are different types of powers of attorney. This document specifically is going to designate someone to be in charge of your health decisions if you're not able to actually make those decisions for yourself. So it's not going to replace the living will that we just talked about. And it's kind of a big ask of someone to make that decision. I mean, it could be saying yes to surgery if you're in a car wreck, or even life-saving procedures if you're seriously ill or injured. So whoever you choose, just make sure that you have a real and honest conversation with them about what you're going to want. Otherwise, you're going to put them in a really uncomfortable situation, and there could be even some conflict between that individual and other people that are in your life.
Exactly. And the third thing we'll talk about is a power of attorney for your stuff. So the power of attorney for healthcare is very important to have somebody help make decisions about what happens to you. But the power of attorney for your stuff, basically, if you have a bank account and bills to pay, this document is necessary. If you own a business by yourself and you don't have a partner or anything, then it's absolutely a must. This power of attorney, the power of attorney general, sometimes it's called, it allows someone to access your things, your bank accounts and that kind of thing, and make decisions if you're not able to. whether you're on vacation, maybe you're out of the country and out of cell phone range. If you're injured, if you're ill, you're basically telling people that your sister, for example, can pay your mortgage or your electric bill out of your bank account. If you own a business, your sister can confidently and legally sign for deliveries, pay rent, whatever else are the daily goings on in your business. Obviously, this is a big ask for both the person you choose and the trust that you have in them, because they're accessing your money, your things. So just like with what Brooke talked about with the power of attorney for healthcare, make sure you have a conversation with the person that you choose and make sure that she knows where things are, where your bank accounts are and what she may need to take on. So just keep that in mind. One thing to keep in mind with this too is you can make it either forever, like they just automatically have access to my stuff, or you can choose to have this document only be used if you're out of commission. That's what most people do. It's called springing power of attorney. And that means that it only comes into effect when an event takes place, like you're out of the country or you are, in surgery or something like that. So keep that in mind as well.
Right. So we just wanted to hop on and talk to you about a few of those things. It's kind of timely anyways, but just to get you thinking about that. If you want to ask us questions, you can ask some questions about these specific things on this post and we'll go back and answer them. But stay safe, limit your exposure. We're going to be right back here next week, March 24th at 11:30 Central Time. Thanks, guys, and have a great rest of your week.